We can see if we can. I can put it on YouTube.
All right.
If there's a file, I can put it on YouTube.
I'm
Send it to you.
Right.
Send the link out. Did you already there?
Well, it's recording. We'll see what we get. Or where it goes.
She's here, but she's over there. You are. Yeah. We got to figure out the silverware here. What's yours? That's Al's. Which one's yours?
Remember to.
So that's yours. See, there's Mary's over there. Mary's is there.
Oh, is that hers?
Right, and that's yours.
That worked out nice.
We got them wrapped right up there.
I worry about a lot of things.
I'm really worried.
I try not to
Ooh,
forget anything.
all right. Thank you.
How you doing, Bob?
I'll have what he's having. I'll have mushrooms. Yes, ma'am.
He's fine. He got me on.
Yep, they're good.
So Mike,
Yes, ma'am.
are you back in your kitchen yet?
Yes, we don't have the backsplash yet, so we can't really do any cooking. Countertop breaks, and we have to scan it to the flooring. And I went out and
They want you to call.
they have a big tile.
Call and talk to them about it. And then when they get you on the phone, they will try to get you to go into the computer or your phone or something like that. Then they will get
When
in.
you get a chance to, please. But, so I went up to I said, hey, should we get the tile in? And we kind of waiting for the flooring. Is there any way, like, we can come out here and like trim around here, put the trim back in again, so we start using it?
I get them all the time.
Oh, they are. I got one deal with it. It's a local outfit. The fireplace is here, but we're still, everything you really will go when we do it. Take out the railing, then they're gonna run hardwood flooring all the way to the top.
Don't even.
No, on the money side, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know my daughter is basically the one you're doing down the floor, all the floor.
Usually the bank.
That's what I thought.
The banks will not, you know.
Actually, she was.
Yes, just one.
They want
Thank
your
you.
bank account so they can
The heartbeat
investigate.
didn't actually go through the area. But 12
Whether I have you
miles.
on speaker, Cloud Harvey. Like you said, yeah, something. So you record that. Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Keep it going, Mary.
Fill this up for you.
Yeah, somebody wins.
Thank you. You got her?
Yeah.
Well, they half of it goes to the club and half of it is to the winner of the membership. So,
The only profits for the money that were brought in for the half and half, right?
oh no, that's the half. That's the 50.
Yeah.
He's talking about the membership. Where you put the 50 cents in.
But there's 3 pots of money separate, right? Because the 50 is only.
Yeah, that's.
That's right.
I couldn't remember.
Those sounded good to me. But they are good. Sounded right. And it's not too filling.
I have a 3-piece fried chicken.
Oh, no.
Or lobster mac and cheese with green beans.
No, they brought it in. It is what.
Well,
Part of our
I'm glad
convention.
there's more to
I guess we're gonna get rain is one of the sources for the power. I watched the news at lunchtime and they were saying we might get
But
some
not
snow
every car
squirting.
comes with 50.
Yeah, just one. So I guess we're pretty well ready to close the South Haven place closed down. I guess you walk on the beach when it's snowing and raining.
No, that's what I was trying to explain to Ron, and I'm not sure I got that.
Yeah, that's.
Please.
So you inform the troops then. Good.
We got all our official coupons here, so good to go.
There's always a choice. I'll try chicken.
And since I got here, I just got the official word, we can do it again with one.
Oh, really? Well, who'd you do it with?
Our speaker.
Oh.
Oh,
There's a couple of them.
We seem to be sure the agenda's like crazy.
I figured they'd be really cool.
Yeah, I do it.
There's another lobby down
There's another one right there.
Chair.
Amy Smitter.
I think there's a couple underneath.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, give you the
Otherwise, it's
We
all just-
made 30 copies.
I just think this is cool.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Roll with fun.
One of those nights where I woke up at 4 a.m. Exactly.
We don't have, we're not live tonight.
Finally, I gave
Oh, there it
down the
is.
coffee. Your daughter is already on board.
I talked to her about 45 minutes ago.
I read
I
for a
asked, I
while.
just sent her a chat.
I turned the light off about 12. I lay there for about an hour, wide awake. Turn the light back on. Sometimes it's 3 o'clock and I turn the light off.
We have to
That's
investigate,
amazing.
we have to investigate getting a better, more sensitive microphone. What I could use.
I think the iPad using was much better than the computer.
That's what Kay was saying.
Yeah.
So, and actually, the computer one is not the computer, it's the little external camera that
Somebody's underneath.
Brian Wansauer donated. That has a mic in it. If you switch back and forth, if you like go to the computer microphone, they hear nothing out there because it's facing this direction. So
Welcome to the Stereo City Lions Club. We're ready to start the meeting. The Stereo City Lions Club is a Battle Creek community service organization that supports and promotes community involvement and provides assistance to persons with sight, hearing, diabetes, and other impairments, as well as supporting zone, district, state, and international projects. Now, you've had a few minutes, I hope, to look over the agenda. Is there anything that we want to add that I may have overlooked? Okay, so let's start off with our charter member, Jim Baum, who's going to lead us in song and pledge, and we have a couple of birthdays to celebrate this month.
Yes, we do.
Let me bring this over to you, Jim.
I don't,
You don't need the mic?
I don't need the microphone, no.
All right.
Need to get up. Amy's here.
Everybody's here. Almost.
How are you? Sure you don't want to do so? Okay.
Just as
Oh, dear.
it's just fun to be around. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth next.
It's like right to it. I see the one I ordered. Over here. What? Okay, everybody on your feet. Get those lungs ready. Our guest speaker tonight, Amy, is going to be my official judge of how well they sing. Now, they've been known to sing really good. You notice there's not a lot of food around except for up in the thing. Oh, are you eating?
She has placed an order.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're hungry then, right? So anyway, the object of this is we're gonna be able to sing. They love to sing. And if they don't do it to your satisfaction, not mine, I'm very critical. Well, quasi-critical. So anyway, we got a couple of birthdays. Rob Marlette's not here, is he?
Ron Marlette, right back there.
There he is back there.
And is Karen on Zoom? Is Karen Wallace on Zoom?
Yes, she is.
Karen Wallace is on Zoom.
Oh, we got a couple of birthdays then, right? In the house. Ready, set, hit.
Happy birthday to you.
Hey!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lions. Happy birthday to you.
You don't have to criticize that because every time we do a happy birthday, we butcher it. I think it's gotta be terrible or it doesn't work, something like that. Don't you hear those lions roar? Now, that's a song that you've never heard before. You never heard it. And these people just love to sing this song. And they love to growl. This is a growling song. So, here, see, they're practicing already. So, again, you've never heard the song before. So, if you like it, go easy. But if you don't like it, remember, they're hungry out there. Okay, got it? Ready, set, hit it.
Don't you hear those lions roar? Don't you hear those lions roar? You can hear them roaring every week as they feed and growl for more, more, more. Don't you hear those lions roar? Their snarling, rumbling roar. So roar, lions, bite 'em, bite 'em, bite 'em. Don't you hear those lions? Hear those lions? Hear those lions roar.
You like that? She is hungry. I could tell. She's gonna give a good speech then. We're gonna do, sing God Bless America. Don't get too eager there. God Bless America. Now, you don't have to be critical of this. We'll even let you sing. How's that? Ready, set, hit it.
God bless America,
I got it.
land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Scott, I couldn't hear you.
That's why I can't be a song leader.
He keeps trying to be the song leader, but he isn't gonna make it there. Okay, we got a pledge behind us. Going right here. There's the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United
What are you
States
doing?
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
in the summertime. Just of course.
Right, Jim, you ready? You'll do our invocation for us?
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight as Lions. Help us to conduct our business the way you would have us do. Please bless the food that is served to us and help us to be a beacon to the community, to our state, and to the international Lions. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, Amy.
Thank you. Maybe jump and jump. Now, Amy, I'm gonna let you sit down. Okay, our program tonight, we have Amy Smitter. She is the Development Director of Camp Quality, and that might sound real familiar to you guys because that's where all those pillowcases went last year.
Yeah.
So Amy?
Yeah, let me give it a try. All right, well, I'm gonna do a little PowerPoint presentation for you guys today. And I'm really glad to meet Mary. She emailed me and I passed her name on to some other folks at Camp Quality. And I had not heard the outcome of the pillow project, but wow, you guys are amazing. 300 and some pillowcases, and I didn't just go to Camp Quality, which is awesome. And as you know, okay, hopefully it's gonna work here. As you know, the Lions all over the state are supporting a lot of different things for children's cancer charities, including Maggie's Wigs and some other charities, Kids Kicking Cancer and stuff like that. And we're incredibly grateful for that. We have had 2.5 years of COVID. Kids who have cancer have autoimmune deficiencies, and we had to do 2 years of camp virtually. And we were so happy to be back at camp this year. And so even though we're going to talk about children's cancer, which is an incredibly sad topic, I think you'll find a lot of hope in what we do at Camp Quality and the things that we try to make happen for kids. So, so really our kind of goal is to help kids who are going through this incredibly difficult journey, and not only to help them, but also help their families. And we'll talk a little bit about how life-changing cancer can be for kids, but just a little background here first. So, oh, you know what? Let me back up for 1 second. Who can guess what the #1 type of children's cancer there is out there? Leukemia, right? Who can guess what the second one is? Anybody? What? Hodgkin's? Yeah, no, it's actually brain tumors. And this chart kind of shows where this is all at. I'm sorry, it's very small to see, but this one, oh, I did it. The one in the blue, the big one in the blue, that is the leukemia, and the one in the darker red with the 20% there is brain tumors. But the reason I like to show this is you can see that over half of the others are smaller chunks of the puzzle for childhood cancer. And we really, as a country, as doctors, as medical professionals, don't really have a handle on how to treat children. So when they get a cancer that's similar to an adult, we sort of try to modify the treatment based on that. And because there's so many of these different types of cancer, there's these little slivers of the population getting it. There's not a lot of money going into much besides the brain tumors and the leukemia. So there's a lot of kids out there. The good news is that it used to be if your kid had cancer, they didn't really know what to do. I'm talking like 30, 40 years ago. And now the survival rate is really high. So, so all these kids are surviving, which is great. Not all of them, but most of them. And, but because their treatments aren't calibrated for kids very well, and because of the things that happen to their body and how often we overlook cancer as a possible diagnosis for a kid who's having some difficulties, they end up with a lot of physical repercussions for the rest of their lives. So, and they're more likely to get cancer as an adult as well. So it's a lot of fear that these families go through when they're trying to deal with that. So a little over 13,500 kids a year get some kind of cancer diagnosis. That's 1 in 285 kids. It has been increasing since the 1970s. And it is the leading cause of death from disease for kids. So like things like car crashes and things like that exceed it. But, you know, we tend to think of those as more random, and this is something that's possibly treatable. And the thing that really surprised me when I started working with Camp Quality is that the average diagnosed age is 6 years old. So if you can think back to when your children were 6 or when you were 6 and how your world was at that point, your world isn't very big. You haven't lived a large portion of your life. And now all of a sudden you're going to go on a 2, 5, 10-year journey of needing treatments on a pretty regular basis. And that's going to become a large portion of your life as well. So it's heart-wrenching to think about what these families and the kids are going through when they find out. So I just updated the statistic today, about 420 kids a year catching, having some kind of cancer in the state of Michigan, and we're the 5th highest cancer state in the country. And 84% of them have a 5-year survival rate. Similar to when an adult friend of yours or you yourself have caught cancer and you survive it, after 5 years, they consider a child to have survived cancer as well. So if there's no reoccurrence, so that's why they use the 5-year rate. Okay, so this is where we come in. That's the background. Obviously, when a child has cancer, it affects the entire family. Everything stops that you were doing. Vacations, family time, visits to relatives, sometimes even school, sometimes even friendships for your children, friendships for you as a family, because people don't know how to cope with what's going on with your family. Everything just kind of comes to a crashing halt for these families, and the only focus is on saving their child's life, right? Rightfully so. But it really can impact them, not only from the sense that the life that they were living has been now completely disrupted and upturned, but even though there is treatments available, people have insurance and all that stuff, it's incredibly expensive to have cancer. And 50% of families go bankrupt as a result of a childhood cancer diagnosis. So we're talking about like somebody having to quit their job, so you're no longer a 2-income family. Somebody needing to be on the road pretty regular down to U of M, down to Detroit Medical Center, you know, any of the cancer centers here in the state of Michigan that might not be right next to where you live. So that's one of the reasons that Camp Quality offers all of our services completely free of charge. And we don't expect any family, regardless of their income, to pay. And I mentioned before that 2/3 of these kids are going to have chronic long-term conditions as a result of eating cancer as well. So they're going to have ongoing issues. If you've ever had a kid in school, or you were in school and a kid got diagnosed with a disease, or a kid died in your class or something like that, which I think most of us have experienced at one point in time, you know that people just don't know how to react to that very well sometimes. And so it's all of these issues, plus it can be incredibly isolating for these families. So that's where Camp Quality comes in. So our founder, who was a nurse in Australia, believe it or not, when she started helping and treating kids with cancer, she said, I can't do anything about the amount of time. And we're talking about the time when a lot of these kids passed on. We're not at that place anymore, thank goodness. I can't do anything about the quantity of their life, but I can do something about the quality. So that's why we're called Camp Quality. So really the idea is, how can we create quality experiences for families, for kids, that help them to grow and develop even through this thing that they're going through. And I'm sorry, everything's messed up here, I don't know why. So let me give you the rundown. So she started in 1983 a camp in Australia, and the idea was so great, people loved it so much. They're as well known in Australia as like we know the Red Cross here, or Habitat for Humanity, or something, any charity that you can just throw off the top of your head, like, oh, that charity, you know, everybody knows that charity. That's how well known they are in Australia. And there are camps in the United States, Europe, and Canada as a result of what started in Australia. So we started, Camp Quality in the US started in Missouri, and then quickly came after Michigan. And originally they started with 14 campers. We're now at 170 campers a year on average, and families that rely on our services for their kids as well as their families too. And one of the things that the parents, the kids, you ask them what they, you know, how was camp? And they're like, oh, it was great. I had ice cream. I stuck my fingers in a cake. I zip lined. You know, they give you like a kid's answer. When you talk to the parents say, I met another family that is going through the exact same thing I did, and that meant everything to me. Or my kid did something I thought they would never be able to do because they've had it poured in for the majority of their young life, or something like that. And the other thing the parents say to me, which I appreciate as a parent and understand, with complete understanding of that, is my husband and I, or my partner and I, never get a week off from those kids because they need constant care. And I know that I can send them to Camp Quality and that they're going to continue to get the care, and I can just breathe for a week, right? And that really warms my heart when I hear people say that it really means something to them. So, so we do both the camps and we do family experiences throughout the year. And that's what we really focus on. We have chapters in 13 states now too. Feel a little trapped back here because I need to keep hitting the button, so sorry. We do a teen camp. So as kids come up through our camp system and they hit 13, they can still go to the kids camp, and then they can also start going to the teen camp. And then as they hit 14, 15, they don't want to be around 6 and 7-year-olds anymore. They go to the teen camp. We also do a siblings camp because siblings are deeply affected as well. And we really want them to have a space where they can talk to other siblings who are going through the same thing. And then we really focus on what is their role in the family? How are they special within their family? Because they're not jealous of their sibling. They understand the situation. They're just a little stuck in their family because everything is focused on the kid with cancer, obviously so. So we really focus on that. Our traditional camps are South Camp, North Camp. We do a Tigers game day. We do a 5K run. There's a family weekend in Frankenmuth that's been traditional, and we just started one in Marquette because nobody in the UP is doing anything with kids with cancer, and now we've got a Lions Club up there that's just rocking and rolling and and making it happen. So they're doing Maggie's Waves, they're doing Kids Get Cancer, and they're doing Camp Quality up there. And so that'll probably turn into a camp up north as well eventually. We're just trying to kind of build the family support for it and have them feel like they can really trust that we know what we're doing and that we take good care of their kids. We're also added a fall family camping. This is something we did during COVID because we couldn't get together in person, but we found a RV, they're kind of like little tiny home RVs park, and some of our families get to go and just spend a nice fall weekend up north. We were talking at our table about how pretty the colors are probably up there, and actually I think they're going this weekend. So we do a reunion day in Frankenmuth, and that is because we have a one-on-one companion relationship at camp, and kids always want to come see their companions, and they also want to come see their kids that they missed from camp. And then we do a winter weekend in March in Otsego, and that's a skiing weekend. And even for the kids who have disabilities from their cancer that they can't fully control their bodies in some way, we have people who come in and help them to be able to ski as well. So that sounds a little more gloom and doomy than I wanted it to, but this is really what we're here to do, is provide families and kids with year-round programs, no cost, like I mentioned. Our goal is that kids come, they gain confidence, they gain hope, they gain inspiration, they have companionship, they have all of those things that help them to develop their full potential. And really the best way to show you what camp is about is through some of these pictures. So I'm just going to show you some pictures. When kids come to camp, we greet them, they come through a line where people just cheer them on as they come through the line, and like, oh, Amy's here, yay, Amy's here, we're so glad Amy's here, and that kind of thing. Almost all of our camps also do zip lining, which is something that really helps build confidence. You can see our volunteers have a lot of fun. There's themes every year for camp. This last year it was dinosaurs. Yeah, so that one girl in the corner there is reacting to having a water balloon hit her. You can see here, there's a couple pictures of companions, adult companions with kids. So that's to make sure that every kid can go at their own pace, that there's gonna be somebody with them. We, always need volunteers to come do that. A lot of people, all different ages, come and do it. It's wonderful. You can see this is probably the end of the water balloon fight here, where they're dumping buckets of water on top of some of the companions' heads. And they're just, if a kid needs some alone time or some downtime, the companion is there to be like, hey, let's go do some crafts, or let's go take a nap. And then we'll come back and join the activities, So no matter where they're at in their healing journey, they're going to be able to participate to the fullest amount. This is a shaving cream fight up in the upper right-hand corner. Camp wouldn't be camp without marshmallows and camp songs. And one of the big things that the kids really love is the water sport activities. So they get to swim and kayak and paddleboard and all of that kind of stuff as well. One of the camps a couple years ago had one of those giant blow up. We climb up onto it and jump off and jump into the lake and all that. So yeah, so our goal is really to make sure that we have a nurturing environment, encourage kids to participate in new experiences, because just like me, when I injure my back, I think, oh, I better not go pick that up, or I have a bad experience someplace. Well, maybe I don't want to go back to that place because I had a bad experience. They're dealing with the same thing, but they're thinking like, well, I'm sick. I can't do as many things as other kids. And we're saying like, go out and try, basically. Because as you all know, especially if you've raised kids, who've been around kids at any point in your life, they need a little push, no matter what they're going through, to try some new things, and that helps them build confidence. But these kids don't get those everyday pushes they would at school as much as all kids do. Or, they might have a situation where people are like, oh, well, yeah, sister can go do that, but you can't, like that kind of thing. So a lot. They get to explore new relationships with their kids who understand what they've been through, and also an adult companion. And then we really want them to improve their self-confidence through the experience. Okay. So again, volunteers, we have these one-on-one experiences. We also have people who organize the crafts for us, who come in and do activities. We've got a couple gentlemen who come into our North Camp every year and do blacksmithing work with the kids, and do little projects with them and stuff like that. So if anybody has like a special little hobby that they'd like to share, that's something that could happen too. We encourage those companions to have year-round relationships. So, remember their birthday, call them up every so often, see how they're doing. We also make sure that we have medical personnel on staff for 24 hours a day, all during camp, and we always have a doctor on call. So we usually have about 3 to 4 nurses on staff, and then we have a doctor on call. So if kids need medications administered while they're there at camp, they can get that done. But if something doesn't seem right, these are people who know about children's cancer and can jump in and take care of it. We love this picture. This is a little boy who lost his leg to cancer. And we had a companion who also had lost his leg to cancer, and they paired them up. He's grown up now, but we try really hard to be deliberate about finding, like, if you're more of an introvert and we have a kid that's more of an introvert, we'll do that, that kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, so we've been doing this for over 30 years. We're going to keep doing it. We're one of the largest camp qualities in the nation. We're doing more programming than I think any other state is actually at this point. And we're completely supported by individuals, corporations, service organizations like you guys. Lions have been amazing to work with, and we are so grateful that you guys have chosen Camp Quality as one of your charities, because it's really made a difference in a lot of ways, not just pillowcases, but financially, through other supports where they've done drives for us or participated in something that we're doing. It costs about $2,500 a year for each kid, so that includes their family activities. So that's not a small amount of change So we're always looking for ways to be creative and find ways to do something with that. All right, so here's some ways that people can be involved with us. Obviously volunteer, I've hit that a couple times. Hold a fundraiser for us, refer a family. You guys are on the ground here in Battle Creek, helping other people. Amazing. You're probably hearing about other people that need help in the community as well. So when you hear of a family who's going through this, please tell them about us. We want them to know that this is available to them. You guys already have been engaged with us with philanthropy programs, and you've already done a needs drive for us. So thank you for those things. And here's where we are. But I'd be happy to answer any questions, anything I didn't hit in the presentation as well. Yeah.
I don't really have a question. My daughter had cancer.
Oh.
It was very rare for her. She survived it.
Good.
She's 56 years old now. But
Great.
when I see this, none of this was available when my diagnosis had cancer. And I have been so grateful. And I'm so grateful that you and so many of the other guys are there now.
Yeah. Yeah. That pain's still there though, right? That
Doesn't
fear.
matter, it doesn't go away.
Right.
But it's also very grateful because I still have my daughter.
Right.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
So, other questions or comments? Yeah.
One of the early sites mentioned that Michigan was fifth in the country.
Yeah.
Is that all cancers or just cancer?
Childhood cancer specifically. I don't know the adult statistic. I'm sorry, no, but
And do they have a reason?
I got asked this at the Lions conference a couple years ago. And you know, some speculation is that we've allowed too many places to be brownfields in the state of Michigan and that there's more environmental waste here. But we don't know for sure. There's nothing specific linking anything specific to why we have more cases in Michigan than we do other places. So yeah, I'd like to know, because when we can do something about it, you know. Yeah.
When you talk about you need people for all kinds of things, or do you need like volunteers that could help that might not necessarily want to be a companion, but they could volunteer in the health department or with
Yes.
activities, things like that.
Yes, and there's a place on our website, which you guys have on the back of the flyer here as well. I think it's on the back, where you can sign up for stuff like that. So we have service clubs who like welcome kids to camp and they like put together like care packages for them for the week. And they come for one day of camp and pass that stuff out, for example. Like I mentioned, we have people who, you know, thinks, I don't know if I can keep up with a 6-year-old all day. I'm not sure I can keep up with a 6-year-old all day, to be honest. You know, they might come in and do crafts for 2 hours, or they come in and they help with the water balloon flight, or they come in and help with setup for the dance and the decorations and stuff like that. So there's tons of people doing things like that as well, related to our camps or our family weekends, and things like that. Yeah. And then like the pillowcase project, so also a perfect example of something that you can do right here in your community, you know, that helps. And Mary was showing me a picture of the pillowcase, one of the pillowcases examples, and I said, looks like fun to sew them because it's like all the fabrics you wouldn't put on your own bed that are super fun to look at. And kids think they're great, you know. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Any other questions?
Do you have to do a background check to be able to volunteer?
At the camp you do, for other things, no. So if you're if that's our protection as well as yours and the kids, anybody who's gonna be with kids, particularly vulnerable kids, we just wanna make sure that they're on the up and up. Thank you guys so much.
Okay. That was awesome. Thank you, Amy. Okay, moving on. We'll do some project reports, and we just had a really great project this weekend. Mary Wallace Just tell us a little bit about Kidside, anything about what we did this weekend?
This weekend, we were part of the health fair of the First Presbyterian Church. We probably screened about 20 to 25 people, more adults than we normally do. But we also found that of those 25, we had a very high percentage of referrals. So even though the weather was not as bad as it is right now, but almost, we were still of service and we found people that needed our help.
Thank you, Mary. And Teresa, do we have anything on Ron? Oh, sorry.
I talked to the organizer and we're welcome again next year.
Yeah, we will probably be there then. Do you have anything on Rise or?
Nothing new, just remember next week is food distribution with Rise. If you're interested in helping next week, let me know and I can connect you. I believe they need some on Wednesday, but that's a board meeting night, and they also need some on Thursday night as well. They're going to need some next month, the third Wednesday, and I'll double check the time between, I think, 12 and 1, where they're going to be packing boxes.
Thank you, Teresa. Brian, we got an OEC cleanup coming up. Those are fun.
Let me just jump ahead here to the zone meeting. We had our first zone meeting for the area. That was on October 3rd. It was right here. We had 4 out of our 5 clubs here, so that was nice to see all the representation. Hopefully we can get Marshall here at the next one. We had 7 of Cereal City Lions there to take the information in. Teresa talked on kids site. Roger talked on the district structure and a little bit on winter camp. We had Dave and Nancy Hill here, and they were talking about service and service projects and reporting service. So it was a pretty good overall meeting. One of the big takeaways is all these projects that we have coming up. And one of these is the winter camp cleanup, or the outdoor education center up on Bedford Road up on 37. There's a sign-up sheet for that over here. That's going to be Saturday, November 12th. And we'll go up there and dress for the weather and bring your work gloves and boots, and we'll do whatever we need to do. Wash windows. They've got a building they'd like painted this year. We rake leaves, we move wood, we do it all. So there is something for everybody when you come up on that day. So there's a sign-up sheet for that. The other thing we're doing is November 1st, and then I'll let Muriel talk a little bit about that, is we're having the Bedford Eyeglass Collection Sorting Day out at Bedford, and there's also a sign-up sheet for that. So let me let Muriel talk about that.
Thank you. For Bedford on November 1st, they do have a meeting, and everybody's welcome to that. It starts at 11:30, and they have a light lunch that they serve. And then we would begin sorting and packaging up the glasses. If you weren't interested in coming to the luncheon, you'd be more than welcome, probably around 12:30 or 1 o'clock. And it really doesn't take that long. I mean, because, well, the last time we had Marshall, Bedford, Post, Penfield, and Cereal City. So things moved along quickly. And it's just wonderful that Brian has the contact for in Saginaw for the
Special needs vision center.
thank you. Anyway, because we've had other places that we took the glasses, and that's sort of, the people have moved away and things, so we don't do that. But anyway, if you saw how delighted and happy the people were that get the glasses, you cannot believe it. And there's a video that shows a little boy that's never been able to see before, and they put the glasses on him. And it's just wonderful. You know, I mean, he is so happy, he can't believe what he sees. So that's really exciting. And one of the ladies, I don't mean to take a lot of time, but Betty from Host, who passed away, she used to collect glasses at different doctors and that. And so I talked to Craig Bishop today, and we're going to try to figure out some of the places that she went. And of course, we do have mailboxes at Family Fair and also at the Cool Center, and people can drop them off. And Marshall has theirs at the library, and then Bedford has one in front of their meeting hall, and then Penfield has one at Family Fair out in Penfield. So you'd be surprised how many glasses we collect. I mean, it's just, I get at least 3 garbage bags full out of each mailbox when I go and collect, and that's like once a month or so. So it's wonderful. Anyway, there's a sign-up sheet if anybody's interested, and it's November 1st, 11:30 at Bedford. Thank you.
Thank you. Great job. Yeah, I think the last time we did this, we did over 6,000 here. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, this is serious stuff, folks. We have a good time too. Okay, I just put on their charter night and my name, and I just wanted to comment. Since I wasn't able to attend, they were kind enough to Zoom me in. And I just want to say it was like watching a movie with all my favorite characters. You guys were just delightful to watch. So, and I just appreciated that opportunity to get back, actually sit back and just see what was going on. And it's just, I hope everybody had as good a time as it looked like they were having. So, service hours, Hope, have you got anything wrong about service hours or?
The newsletter indicated there were 447 for last month, and I did have a glitch in my phone. So I do apologize. Another 98 hours did come in once my phone started working appropriately or correctly. So that really should be 545. So, and it's really important that I get the hours by the 27th, please. If everybody can just text me, email me, somehow get them to me, I would appreciate it.
Even if you have 0 hours, because if we don't hear from you, we don't know if we're missing something. So then we have to make phone calls. So please, let's get those numbers into Hope. Okay, Leadership Institute sign up deadline has been changed to October 28th. And I have a flyer on most of the tables. It's that blue and gold. Roger, I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you mind? I'm going to have Roger tell you a little bit about it because he's the one that knows the most about it.
So this is the historic Higgins Lake training that happens generally every year. It didn't happen last year due to COVID. Well, maybe it did, but anyway, there are 2 classes being held this year. And one of them is they call it the Lions Leadership Institute. And normally there are 3 sessions for this. There's the basic one, which is what they're holding this year. Then they have a master's level, and then they have a doctorate, which is an invitation only kind of a deal. This year, they were only doing the first session, but the other class that's being held is called the Faculty Development Institute. And this is a program that is a train the trainer kind of a class for people that want to be instructors at different training sessions or for any kind of training. It's to teach a person how to be a better trainer. So things about communications and just reading the audience and those sorts of things. They had one recently in September up in
Canada somewhere, Calgary. Dave Hill and Nancy Hill that were here at our zone meeting went to that, as well as our past district governor, Terry. So anyway, so next year they won't offer the FDI next year. They'll do the other 2 classes as part of the Lions Leadership Institute. So if you've never been to this, it's really a great class. You meet a lot of people. They do a lot of things like teamwork, listening. It's always sort of a bent towards Lions, but if you've ever been to a corporate leadership training, it's kind of similar to that, really just as good. So I'd recommend it to anybody that's interested to go to that if you've never been. So that's it.
Thank you, Roger. And there are on the table there's the blue and gold. I hate seeing blue and gold. I'm gonna see. Where's going one in here? Teresa, do you have anything on Christmas baskets this year?
Maybe Roger can help me out with the date. Do you know what date that's gonna be for distribution?
The Saturday before Christmas,
It's
whatever that
Saturday
is.
before Christmas. Okay. Spoken with Darlene on several occasions. She's already started shopping for us. We will be making a donation to the food bank in her name to cover the cost of her purchases. We're also working with the food bank to get that food ordered, and we'll be asking you to hold that weekend so that you're available to help distribute food. We will have 24 families and we will have kids. Since we're able to take some families with kids, we can get our families sooner so we can start planning. So more to come. And if you're interested in volunteering, keep that weekend open.
December 17th is the weekend prior to the Christmas weekend.
Okay, December 17th. So circle that, star it. Put Post-its everywhere, save that date.
Thank you, Teresa. I've got Christmas party on the agenda, but I talked with Dorothy today, and I guess there's some discussions going on about when, where, who, and how. So there'll be more information coming. Constitution and bylaws. Dee Davis is working on those, and tonight his daughter had some kind of a special art thing going on in Ann Arbor. Yeah, she's actually participating in it, so they went with that. But they've had their first meeting. I hear it was very good. So we will be updating updating our constitution and bylaws, because there are still some things that need to go in there. And Hope, I think, has a little information on our Christmas parade that's coming up, and probably a sign-up sheet.
There is a sign-up sheet over here for the Christmas parade. We are registered. We do have the kids site trailer. It is November 19th. Time to be there is to be determined, but we do need to get together ahead of time to figure out some of the logistics and exactly what we want to do, but definitely need people to help decide on what we need to do and people to be there and participate in it. And we found out last year that we need lots of candy. So we ran out before the first turn last year. So if you see any Halloween candy discounted, that we're gonna need some.
Thank you, Hope. Jim Blom's been sitting over there with Judy Butler, patiently waiting to tell us about the upcoming Salvation Army bell ringing event.
That's right. Greetings. The weekend we have picked was December 2 and 3. That's a Friday and a Saturday. Judy has generously agreed to do Friday, and I'm going to do Saturday. Our sign-up sheets will be here at the next meeting. Hopefully I'll run around. I'll find somebody to do the sign-up sheet. We're there all day it's at Horrocks. So we're going to be ringing a bell. Matter of fact, you ought to bring your favorite bell. I have a favorite bell. anybody who's ever worked, has ever worked the bell ringing with me, they know I have a favorite bell. I brought it in Austria way back when I was a skier. And I thought, well, yeah, I ought to be able to use that. And I use it once a year at the Salvation Army. So we're there all day. So we're gonna go from 10 to 3 on Friday, 10 to 3 on Saturday. So we'll have the sign-up sheet next week. So put that in your memory bank. December 2 and 3. Thank you.
You guys gonna need some help like with setup and takedown and that kind of thing?
We don't do
Tables?
that.
We don't?
No,
Okay, well, if you need anything like that, just let us know.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, just about to the end here, we're about ready to do our fun drawings. Does anybody else got anything else they want to add to the agenda tonight that I might have missed? Okay, I will let you know if you need extra rosters, they're $3. If you need extra pens, they're $2, and we have them available over there at the table. So Brian and I can help you out with that. So I think Mr. Ron Marlette is ready for 50-50. Oh, wait, I hear my name.
The next program for our next meeting on the 26th is Andy Buck, and he's from the History Museum here in town and also does the model trains that's below there and works a lot with John Stiff over here. And I talked with him today, and he said if you have any trains at home or any engines or all that stuff in a box and you'd like to know a little bit about them or what the value is, so you can bring your trains or cars or whatever to the next meeting. And before or after the meeting, he can give you a little update on what you have down in your basement. So that could be kind of fun.
That could be a lot of fun. Ron, you ready? You need some help?
Yes, one question was, thank you, Minister.
Okay, we're gonna do 50-50 drawing. It looks like Judy Butler, so this is your red ticker. Judy, did you get this one? I did.
How much, Judy?
How much are they for? How much are our drawings for tonight, Ron?
$5 each. We got 4 drawings and
Okay, so they'll either be $5 or $4, and we have 5 drawings? 5 tonight. Okay, 5 winners. Your goggles. Okay, the first number is 2, 3, 6, 1, 9, 3, 7. We got a winner? I just better go check mine. What we usually do.
3-5. Close.
Okay, hang on, let me see. Maybe I won. That'd be great. I didn't? Okay, let's try that number again.
Nope, I don't.
Okay.
1937? Yep, 1937.
Red tickets, 1, 9, 3, 7. Yeah, everybody's got a blank look on their face, so we're gonna just set that one aside. You checked yours, Judy? Okay, so let's try another number. 1, 9, 3, 8.
Same guy.
This is right. This is questionable. Okay,
Shuffle them up.
shuffle them up a little.
Shake them up.
Who bought them after me? Because those are. I'm 1 9.
Yeah, let's have another person draw. John Stiff, why don't you help us out? You can draw a winning ticket for us, John.
9, 3, 4.
There you go.
That's me.
All right, thank you, Brad. Just give that ticket, just don't put it back in the pocket.
There we go. Now we know it's back on track
Yeah,
again.
broke the cycle.
Whoops, thank you.
Do you want to draw the next one?
Oh, sure. Turn them up and good. Turn them up.
1940. 1940.
1940. All right, we got some lucky table tonight.
We gotta win.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, sure will.
Oh, Brian, are we on?
All right.
Okay, the next, oh, go ahead.
887. 887.
John Steph. All right. Do we have one more?
Should be one more. Glad you're trying to keep count of this.
All right. And is this the last one?
Lost track.
This is the last one? Okay, this is the last one.
Nine, 4, 6.
Oh, Mary.
All right, Mary. Wow.
Yeah, this is good.
We got here too early.
That's what I mean.
That's the problem.
Okay, so everybody get into the attendance drawing that wanted in? You won't need a ticket for this. I don't think. We just draw a name. They have to have been at the last meeting. At this, I mean, they have to be here tonight, but then the last meeting will be what, Sharon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If the pot is a little low because we had a winner.
Oh, and he's not here, so the money stays in the pot. And what's next, card draw? Yeah, that's it. One person. Then the money just stays in the bucket until next time. Now the card draw. These are the blue tickets. Ooh, $141. Good luck. Yes. Amy, will you draw that ticket for us?
Thanks, Amy.
660.
Oh, Mary, all right.
Lucky night.
Good, lucky fella. There we go. Make some room. So, hey. Yeah, I know it's gonna be this one right here. Is that lucky one? That's what I'm saying.
We're looking for the ace of spades.
King of clubs. King of clubs.
And he got the king of clubs. So.
Yeah, you want to tear it
scored
up?
up.
Darn it.
And-
Souvenir.
Congratulations to the winners. So now, just to look on the back there, we've got our upcoming meetings and events. I'm not sure this is completely accurate. The Rise is still the third Thursday of each month. First Thursday of each month, is Food Bank still doing that, Teresa? Food Bank, first Thursday of each month?
It was the first Tuesday of each month, and I just noticed that Randy's back, so I don't know if they're gonna start that up again.
Okay, so for right now, it's on hold.
It's on hold, yeah.
Okay, so just quick run through. The 19th is our Board of Directors meeting. October 21st is Penn Ripton's Gala. I hope a lot of people have signed up for that. If you have, it's really a lot of fun. It's really a good place and it's a great celebration. The District Fall Conference is coming up on 22nd. That's also known as the Parade of Checks, also a fun event. And I understand that they want either Lions wear, or you can even wear your favorite Halloween costume. So, on November 3rd through the 6th was what Roger was telling us about, the Lions Leadership Institute. On the 9th, we'll have another club meeting. The 12th is our outdoor education center cleanup, and then followed by another board meeting, and Christmas parade is coming up on the 19th. The zone meeting on the 28th. Let's go to the zone meetings, because those are kind of fun. And Salvation Bell ringing is coming up, and then on the 14th, we're gonna have a Christmas party. So now I have one, oh my God, major thing I forgot here. Bob Harvey's ready to jump right out of his seat. We have a tail twister, and I think he's getting serious tonight. Big bucks. Yeah.
Close. Okay. Where we're gonna start. Mary, you want it?
Sure.
Good. Thank you.
You happy about
I am very thankful at 2:30 Sunday morning. The firemen were at my house only because of a faulty smoke detector and nothing more serious. But it's really loud when 7 smoke detectors go off in your house.
Wow.
One for the presentation, very interesting. We really appreciate you coming. And one for just being here today.
Yes, again, and $1 for our presenter, and thank you for coming, and you know, my wife's a retired nurse, and she's always fascinated by this, and she worked in oncology for years, so thank you for coming in. Another one for, we got our kitchen counters in, and tomorrow we do the backsplash, so we may have a kitchen pretty soon.
All right.
$1 for the program. It was a nice program.
$1 for the program. Thank you very much. And did you come from Boyne City?
I came from Lansing.
Okay.
Yeah, Boyne City's.
Okay. And also for being a lion. Thank you.
This line is for the tip.
I have $2. The first one is for the program. Very interesting, very informative, and best of luck with that. Number 2,
53,
I went to a swim meet last night
35,
at Lakeview,
53.
and Lakeview swam against Portage Central. Gotta make sure I'm doing that right. And my granddaughter swam the 50 free,
53.
and she went, she also swam in the one of the relays. So anyway, they beat Portage beat Battle Creek Lakeview by a point, 1 point. I like to tell you that it was my granddaughter that finished the point, and maybe I haven't got the whole story yet. So happy. Those are happy bunch.
Amy, I thought your presentation was amazing, and I can't wait to work on the pillowcases this year. I had so much fun doing it last year, and I do not have the ability that Mary has of putting those fabrics together to make the fun pillows, but it was a lot of fun on many Saturday mornings, so I look forward to that again. My second happy buck is for getting back safe and sound. Europe was wonderful, and I think Roger and I both agree that going to Normandy on the 80th anniversary of it was pretty amazing, and learning a lot of stuff that we never knew kind of gave us a whole new appreciation for our dads. The next one is for our very busy week. This is the birthday week of the Bossy household. Carl turned 28, Stephen turned, or excuse me, 38, Stephen turned 30, and Becky turned 40 today. So it's been a busy day since Sunday. And my friends that celebrated anniversaries with me last month, I didn't get to do that in September, but Mike Guzak, 40 years. The Cooks were 42, 44, 40. Bossy's were 44, and the Davises are 60 or 62. 62. So we had some longevity in September. So I got a nice note back from Dee and Sharon that they couldn't believe we all remembered it.
For Pat Stiff for Kids Site.
I have two. The first one is for Teresa in her kindness to teach me how to do the camera at Kids Site on this weekend. And by golly, with her help, I thought I was pretty darn good. And the second is, I didn't realize that you even existed, the kids cancer, and it's absolutely beautiful.
I have one for our speaker tonight. It's a great program. I have several students on caseload that have brain cancer, so I will be sharing this information with them. And for Mary for connecting us with Camp Quality. And one for everyone who braved the great outdoors and joined us for Kids Site this past weekend. We had a really great time.
One for the program, sounds really amazing. One for the fact that Scott and I did decide to sign up for Higgins Lake and to go to the training. So we're looking forward to that. And the other one is, some of you already know, but at Firekeepers, they have a Keeper of the Month, and I was awarded Keeper of the Month for last month. So that was quite an honor.
I'm gonna happy bucks for Roger and Teresa for speaking in our zone meeting. They did a fabulous job for that. One for Amy and our program. Thank you for coming here tonight, and a lot of information on there. I'm sure our club will be supporting you in a number of ways. And don't forget the little envelope that's in your program, and for everybody, if you want to send them that. And Jane and I spent last weekend up on Mackinac Island with the Ferris State Alumni Association, so that was kind of fun. So here's $1 for those Ferris State Bulldog football team, national champs last year, and still undefeated this season, and looking at that again. So go Bulldogs.
Okay, very good. Anyone else?
Go ahead and do Roger.
All right, so $1 for the program, Amy, that was great. Great to hear about a little more background about Camp Quality, doing great work. The second was, as Dorothy said, just the ability that we got gone on the trip that we did over to Europe and see the Normandy Beach area. But we only have 13 or 14 more trips to take to catch up with Dave Mace. He's got 14 of these river trips, I guess. So, so it was a great time. And for all the anniversaries and all the projects that we do, we have a lot of great things going on here in this club.
$1 for the presentation. Very nice. Thank you. And $1 for my, sorry, $1 for the my great grandson. He's just learning to stand up by himself. Oh, yeah, my daughter has her hands full when she babysits.
Okay. Well, anyone else?
One for the program tonight, absolutely wonderful. The kids are lucky to have you guys. One for Red O'Leary for doing our camera job tonight, our Zoom. And I'm gonna split one, I'm gonna actually give one for each. For Teresa and Mary and the great job they did at Kidside this weekend at the health fair. Like they said, we probably did more adults than children, but the results were amazing. And we're all very thankful that we were there. And we know that we've helped some people, so for that. And I think I kind of looking around and seeing vests in the room. I like that. So I'm gonna put in $1 for all our vest wearers tonight. There you go. Thank you. All right, does anybody have anything else that I forgot? All right, going once. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Hey.